He looked like an ordinary man pushing a stroller under the cold rain, his clothes soaked, his little girl shivering, and his eyes filled with exhaustion. No one stopped for him except her. She walked up to him with a warm smile and said softly, "Don't worry, I'm your wife." Everyone nearby froze. They thought she was crazy because she was the city's most powerful billionaire. But none of them could have imagined the truth that followed, a truth that shook an entire town. So before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon, because this story will remind you, one act of kindness can change 1,000 lives. Rain poured over the gray city streets that evening. Jason Miller held his little daughter tightly against his chest as he pushed their small, broken stroller through the park. He wasn't begging for money, he just wanted somewhere dry, somewhere safe. His wife had passed away a year ago, cancer had eaten through every savings he ever had, and now he was just a single dad trying to survive each day. His daughter, Emma, whispered in his arms, "Daddy, I'm hungry." He swallowed hard, pretending not to cry. "I know, sweetheart, Daddy's gonna find something, okay?" He kissed her forehead, wishing she could have the warm home she deserved. Then suddenly, a black limousine stopped right in front of them. The door opened, and out stepped a woman in a long white coat and high heels, shielding herself with a large umbrella. People on the sidewalk whispered, "That's her, that." Victoria Hale, the billionaire CEO of Hale Industries, one of the most influential women in the country. Victoria looked at Jason for a long moment. His face was tired, but there was a gentleness in the way he held his daughter even when he had nothing. Something inside her, something long buried, stirred. She walked straight up to him. "Sir," she said, "you'll catch your death out here, come with me." Jason shook his head quickly. "No ma'am, we're fine, we don't need charity." But then Emma coughed, a weak, small cough that broke Victoria's composure. Without thinking, she said the words that made everyone gasp, "I'm his wife." Jason froze, the crowd stared, the bodyguard blinked in confusion. Victoria turned to the driver, "Take my husband and daughter home." The driver hesitated, Mrs. Hale." Now, she said firmly. Jason didn't understand what was happening. Before he could argue, Victoria had taken the stroller from him, helped him inside the car, and shut the door. At her mansion, Jason felt out of place. The floors were marble, the chandeliers sparkled, and Emma looked around wide-eyed like she had stepped into a fairy tale. "I can't stay here," Jason said quietly. "I don't know what you're doing, but I don't want trouble." Victoria smiled faintly. "You're not trouble, Mr. Miller, I just need a reason to feel human again." He frowned. "You don't even know me." "I don't have to," she whispered. "I saw enough." That night, while Emma slept in a warm bed for the first time in months, Victoria sat alone in her office, staring at a photo on her desk. A photo of her late husband and her son, both killed in an accident years ago. She had everything money could buy except family, except the warmth she once had. Helping Jason and Emma wasn't charity, it was something her heart demanded. Days turned into weeks. Jason worked in Victoria's garden and helped with small repairs around the house. Emma followed Victoria everywhere, calling her Miss Toria, and soon the mansion was filled with laughter again. But the world outside was watching. The media started asking questions. Why is the billionaire Victoria Hale living with a homeless man and his child? Rumors spread, some cruel, some curious. Her board members panicked. One of them, a sly man named Richard Kent, accused Jason of being a con artist. "He's just after your money, Victoria, he's manipulating you." Victoria defended Jason fiercely. "He's a father, he's honest, you wouldn't understand." But Jason heard every word through the cracked office door, and it broke him. That night, he packed his things and left a note. "Thank you for everything, Miss Hale, but I can't let people ruin your name because of me. Take care of Emma for me." When Victoria found the note, she raced into the storm, searching every street until she found him again, this time at the bus terminal, holding Emma close as he waited for a shelter to open. "Jason," she shouted, running toward him, "you think I care what they say? You think I did all this for show?" He looked down, ashamed. "You're a billionaire, I'm nothing. People like me don't belong in your world." Victoria took his hand and pressed it against her heart. "You don't understand. You gave me back something money could never buy. You gave me family." Tears streamed down her face. "When I said I was your wife that day, maybe I was just pretending, but somewhere deep down it felt real. You and Emma," her voice broke, "you made me feel alive again." Jason's eyes filled with tears. Emma looked up between them and whispered, "Daddy, Miss Toria's crying." Jason pulled both of them into a hug. And for the first time in years, Victoria let herself cry, not as a CEO, not as a billionaire, but as a woman who had finally found something real. Months later, the media buzzed with a shocking headline: Billionaire Victoria Hale marries single father Jason Miller in private ceremony. But the real story wasn't about wealth or scandal, it was about healing. Jason started a foundation with Victoria to help single parents find jobs and homes. Emma got to go to school, laughing every day with friends. And every time Victoria looked at her family, she remembered that rainy day, the day she called herself his wife, without knowing she was speaking her future into existence.